Hello and welcome to my late Christmas vlog. My 3-year-old woke up for school the next day and I just finished her hair. Every morning she goes to daycare with a new hairstyle because I've been loving playing with her hair now that it's long. This was her reaction to seeing the elf for the first time. She was pretty excited.
And what else do you see?
And a balloon.
And that? But the red one.
A balloon.
And the elf.
And the balloon. The balloon.
It's a balloon and the elf. Whoa. He came to say hi to you. It's an elf on a balloon.
Bye, I did it.
Goodbye to the elf. Bye, elf. Bye.
I dropped her off at the daycare and came back to start some polymer clay projects I needed to work on and some restocks. If you're new here, I've been making a series of Dopamine Crafting where I make things just for the joy of creating again, because I haven't had a sale in a long time, so I wanted to focus more on just creating and not having to worry about making multiples of the same items to sell over and over again. I am also a stay-at-home mom full-time, so I only craft when I do have time. Other than that, I'm doing the typical house chores and cooking every day. Or on the weekend, I'm out fishing at the lake or the beach with my family. Anyways, right now I'm making some pebbles for the border of my ponds. The plan was to make more Magic Heart foam grips as requested from some people on my Dopamine series. If you haven't watched that, you can go and check that out. But I decided to just make 2 more Magikarp and one into another Pokemon in the pond, which would be episode 2 of my series, which you may see later in my video. Because I have ADHD, my creativity comes in waves. My Dopamine Crafting series is about me following what feels fun in the moment, whether that's more foam grips or trying something totally new. I'm giving myself permission to create for the joy instead of forcing one path. The series is about letting myself enjoy crafting again without pressure or perfection. Right now I'm torn between continuing foam grips or exploring other crafts, and instead of forcing a decision, I'm letting my curiosity lead. The goal this year for my Dopamine Crafting series is joy, not consistency. I did consider turning the Pokemon in the pond foam grips into a full collection, but I also really wanted to explore other crafts. For example, what if I made this concept edible, like a chocolate covered cake pop instead of an Oreo? That could open up a whole new way for me to create art through food. I honestly have so many ideas, but with food especially, I don't think it would be something people would realistically buy. I live in a small town, I don't know any potential customers, and it might be outside of people's price range. That said, I think it would be so much fun to make a food-based series just for you to watch, enjoy, and hopefully get a little dopamine boost from too.
I'm out of black clay, so I gotta go to Michael's.
So I actually misplaced my black clay, but I did need to go to Michael's to buy more clay to make my master balls. And of course I get sidetracked with all the Christmas lights and decorations being half off. The longer I was looking at these lights, the more I started to think that I could potentially try to make my own too. But I had to remember we're here for clay and not another project to do. Since Five Below was next door, I thought about doing a little window shopping. I really love the miniature Funko Pops, and they had a giant rubber duck that works like a remote control car. I always love seeing all the new rubber duckies that come out, and I was surprised they also sold Lego sets here as well. My daughters love Bluey, so I never miss a Bluey aisle, and this Bluey ornament is our inspiration for another project we'll be working on later. I really wanted these speakers, especially the SpongeBob one because of the jellyfish. When I came home, my dad was working on filleting his fish he caught over the weekend with my grandparents. This is my younger daughter checking it out. She just loves the ladder.
For size. Whoa! Look how big he is!
Whoa, look.
She's gonna run away.
Whoa.
Whoa, it's bigger than you! Wow, scared. No jumping, okay? You're gonna fall.
Anyways, while they're outside doing their fish, I needed to finish my stuff too.
So I make my own stoppers for my pens.
So we're gonna be making more stoppers. So these are my stoppers that go in the pen. So there's stoppers to go in here. It's what gives it that clear effect from like when they fall, and it's not noticeable that they're there. Oops. This one's my version. Most of the time when I do it, it does not look like that. It has like a different looking effect. Usually it comes with these two. I don't know how to show. So usually it comes with these two, which this one's plastic, but it's hard plastic. This one's rubbery, which I do like this one when I use it. The only downfall is when I buy pens, I would expect this one, but then I end up getting this one, and these are like the ugliest ones to get, because when it goes in, it goes halfway, then you're left with all this bulkiness that just sticks out of the pen. You're just left with this, the rest of this top part that's like stuck in the pen, and it's like a third of it's inside, 2/3 of it is just sticking out. And personally, if I was still using this one, I would just like try to cut it, but it's too much work. This one I like using because it's just like a rubber stopper that goes inside, and then it just stops the oil from coming out, whereas this one's just extra bulky, and it's hard plastic, so you can't like really bend it at all. So then I decided to make my own from resin, and mine, I believe it looks better. It gives a cleaner finish, for like when you look at the top part and it's like clear, because it looks like more oil, especially when it falls down. Can't tell. But yeah, that's how my pens look. So I need to make more stoppers for these, for when I purchase more pens, so I don't have to worry about the stoppers, because these stoppers are a pain. So I'm just filling a mold I found that works perfectly as my stoppers with UV resin. Once my mold is filled, I use a lighter or torch to take out any bubbles before curing. Most of the time, I just cure it for a minute or so, then I leave it outside to cure the rest of the way. But for this particular resin, it actually hardens pretty fast, since the mold is clear silicone and my UV lamp lights on both sides. But it really just bounces the light off of the bottom if I'm being honest about it. I also cured my other one. I made a little more just to make sure it's cured all the way through. Since the UV lamp is bright and I don't want to look at it or have it shining back at me brightly, I like to use my notebook to block it. When it's finished, I just take it out of my mold and stick them into my little green container until future use. I'm just going to be making a few more so I don't have to make them when I do package some orders. I like to double cure on the top and the bottom of the UV lamp. After I finished making some more stoppers, I had to take a break and go make lunch for everybody. Then I come back and finish making some magic art before I had to go pick up my eldest daughter from daycare. My daughter had a school project to make an ornament. A couple days ago, we went to Dollar Tree to buy Angel from Lilo & Stitch, a miniature tree, and some foam balls of snow. I already have a bunch of half-dome ornaments from making her Pringle cups from her birthdays. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a Pringle chip container that you can turn into a snow globe on the top as a party favor. I have some tutorials on my channel on how I make them if you want to check them out. So the tree was too tall to fit inside the ornament, so I had to trim it down and reapply hot glue to attach it to the base again. I just cut out the backing of the cardstock that the toy came in to use as the base for Angel to stand on. We were going to use the Bluey toy, but I didn't want to lose the Bluey toy at school if I forgot it, which we did forget the ornament at school. I just apply hot glue under the cardstock to secure it in place. I believe I might have bought a circle acrylic base that would fit at the bottom of the ornament like the poorly cut out cardstock, but I couldn't find it, so we're just going to be DIYing it from scratch. I wasn't sure where I wanted to place Angel, so I had to play around with where she was going to be standing before gluing her down. After I finished gluing her in place, I added the small foam balls into the ornament. When I finished making the ornament, I thought about hot gluing it shut, but I found this ornament tape that was given as gifts for purchasing products off of Amazon. I forgot from what exactly, but we will be adding this to the ornament where the ball would break apart in the middle just to hide the line. This rhinestone tape is a double-sided tape, so I just apply it along the lines and cut where it ends back at the top again. To finish it off, I added a Dollar Tree ribbon that my daughter picked out. She picked out the toy as well. It was either Cookie Monster or Angel, and she chose Angel, even though she's never seen the movie before. Making this ornament really gave me dopamine when I finished it because now I really wanted to make more, but I wouldn't know what to do with them or have anywhere to put it. Stella really loved it. She took it to school and all her friends came to check it out and shake it. This is how it looks like all finished. I was hoping to keep it after her school was done with the ornament, but we totally forgot it at school the whole winter break. But it's okay because I can always make another one since I had fun making this one. It's the next day and Stella has a different but similar hairstyle as yesterday. I dropped her off at school, then came back to make breakfast for me and my second daughter because my eldest daughter eats breakfast at school. It's now 9 a.m. I'm going through all my old creations I had previously made back when my shop was still selling these items. These are a lot of my prototypes that I made of koi fish phone grips to earrings as well. I hadn't coated them in resin yet, so that's what we're going to be doing today. The first one I just showed was a prototype to see if it would look good with just the clear resin as water. These were my galaxy themed koi fish with the koi fish lily pads and the bubbles glow in the dark if they are charged in the sun during the day. These phone grips were my favorite to watch glow in the dark at night. This koi fish pond was an unfinished one because I wanted to test out a different resin water method with it. And for these earring koi fish ponds, they were if anyone wanted to custom their own koi fish with their own colored spots, but I would mainly do one with black spots and the other koi fish with white spots. I had a lot of variety koi fish in ponds because there are so many different types of colored koi fishes that you can make. I always had custom orders open for those who wanted to custom their own. I did get a few custom that someone wanted a pink koi fish and another wanted a red koi fish that was similar to their pendant they had gotten a friend. I no longer sell these koi fish ponds on my shop, but maybe I might just keep the phone grips only since the earrings didn't sell much. My main koi fish ponds I make are usually just a glitter clay on the bottom as the base, but I've been wanting to experiment with the resin as water instead. So I decided to do a gravel as the base like this pond. It does involve having to put more resin in it, but I thought it would look better and more 3D. For this prototype, I didn't think it through and used mica powder instead of alcohol ink, so when mixing it, you can see the mica powder streaks and it didn't look good on the top with the white koi fish. I wasn't too keen on the outcome of it, but I did use a gravel base instead of the usual glitter blue clay that I usually use in my other ponds. I like the gravel look on the bottom though, just not the way I colored the resin, because I used mica powder instead of alcohol ink, which I will have to try again. This is my original koi fish pond with a glitter teal clay as a base. It does look nice that way I don't have to color the water with resin, but I always like to experiment and test out how other techniques would work too. Here's everything I'm working on today. I will be either resining them or adding a second coat of resin to extra secure them. If you haven't already seen my side deck, this is the sneak peek of him as I do try to finish him for my Dopamine Crafting series. I finished the first one, but the second one I accidentally knocked off the pebbles, but I just used resin to secure it back on like glue. I had to check the rest of the earrings to see why I didn't like them, and it was because they were either not leveled or they had some resin flaws, but I like to keep them for myself to look back on and what I can do better. Now it's time to resin the Magikarps. So all my koi fish ponds were inspired by the TV show Avatar: The Last Airbender. I loved that show so much that I watched it so many times. I made so many prototypes of these koi fish when I was first starting out. My favorite one was where I made a 3D version of the crescent moon of the fish to be on top, because I didn't just want a flat cookie cutout moon, I wanted it to look 3D. For this koi fish, I just used acrylic black paint to paint a dot on the white koi fish's forehead. The black koi fish has a little bit of glow in the dark on his forehead. My black and white koi fishes are inspired by the yin yang unity koi fishes. Most of the time I like to make my koi fishes glow in the dark, unless the customer wants a plain white one, but the white ones tend to show more light on them if you look closely. For my earring set, I usually paint one koi fish with black spots and the other one with white spots. Every time I hand paint them, the spots are always different in size and shapes because each koi fish are unique in their own way. Once I finished painting the spots on the koi fish, I needed to make more lily pads and bubbles. It's Christmas, so I put on some Christmas music to listen to while I work. You can buy translucent bubbles, but I like to hand make mine even if it takes forever. I roll it out by hand, then cut it out and roll them into tiny little balls. It's very time consuming to make and my fingers do hurt after I finish. I definitely need to find a better way to make them. I don't have an exact measurement of how small I want them. I usually just eyeball and cut it as I go. I don't know how many there were, but I just knew I needed a lot to last me a while. I usually put my clay on the inside of my cake pan, but lately I've been using the opposite of my cake pan and putting them on the bottom like this. Plus it's easier to work this way when I make my lily pads for my ponds. This is real time of me rolling them each one by hand. Sometimes I try to work faster, but most of the time my hand starts to cramp from overdoing it. I didn't tire myself, but it definitely took a very long time to finish rolling them all. I always love the part when it's all baked and it's time to take them off. I like the ASMR part, but I also like how they're kind of stuck and I get to slowly pull each of them off. I didn't make too many lily pads, but I should be stocked with lily pads and bubbles for a while.
Hi, Miss Dia.
Why you bring your noodles here? Uh-oh. Are you okay?
Baby!
That's you!
Tita.
That's
Tita.
Tia.
Tita.
You still eating your noodles? Are you all done? Can I wipe your boogers? Thank you. I'll wipe your boogers. Hee hee, all done. Oh! Okay, no climbing, please. My God. What are you doing? Babe, why are you climbing? Oh, yeah. Look at that naughty baby. Why are you being naughty? Yeah, get down. Thank you. Can you get down? Always climbing. Babe. Be careful, okay? I don't need you falling. So when my little boss comes to see what I'm doing, that's usually her way of telling me to finish up. After I finished putting bubbles and lily pads away, I just called it a day because my hands were giving up and we had to go pick up my daughter and go grocery shopping. She was so proud of her can stacking in the cart. Anyways, thank you for watching and I hope to see you in the next one.